or EVOS Legends. Welcome to the land of Dawn for game number 3. 1-1, back to a full best of 1.
This is where it gets a bit sketchy here. The early game can be so much more volatile because there's so much at stake here. Taz, though, on an assassin, he is known to be a huge fanny player, but on the Ling, he can also be as deadly given the right circumstances. So the backline for Aurafire needs to be very, very careful.
Let's see, Will, with this, well, a different approach here if you compare it to game 2, right? A lot of flickers now in game 3, so let's see already. Wow, High and Facehugger here, stealing away Lynx's jungle, Lynx's camp. Will that have an effect in the early game? We'll see.
Definitely, right? It kind of stops Taz to get that level 4 early, but if High dies here, might as well be for naught. But yeah, High is able to escape, still has the flicker as well, just pops the regen. Now Brands, though, canceling it out, poking him a bit, but both teams are still just playing it very passively early on.
Aurafire has a lot more playmaking tools right here. They are in possession of a roaming Farsa, and they also have a very good gank in the form of the Akai. And keep in mind, they still have the Kaja, especially once the level 4 starts rolling around. So EVOS Legends have a bit more damage and mobility. They have to try and make sure that they don't get caught off guard, out of position.
Taz actually went for Demon Slayer on the Ling. Usually when we see Lings, like on Kyrie, he goes for the killing spree, not the Demon Slayer. So he's opting to go for more farm to get more items a bit faster instead of that snowball route where he goes for kills. He's a farming Ling, not a ganking Ling. Psychots, though, maybe a bit of a mistake there, dashing towards the enemy team. Meanwhile, Taz still waiting. Yep, counter jungling again. This is the main way EVOS Legends gets out of the early game. They want to just counter jungle constantly because they know they won't have enough pressure for the neutral objective take, but Psychons is going to be pinned down to the wall. So has the Bravest Fighter still able to sustain for a bit. That's the stun onto Van. That might just be it. Taz rotates back in. The pinch poise, getting him back. Not attempt to blaze, popped in by Taz. Still able to escape for now. Those are fast hands. Taz gets out.
Ooh, what action here already early, and we can see that Aurafire actually, even though they got the trade, but who do you think they got the turtle? Who do you think has the favor? Who won that trade?
Taz getting the first blood as well as securing the purple buff of his opponent. I think it's a great outcome. But now EVOS trying to get the play onto Fluffy.
Goodness.
It is gonna be a full comment by Psychots, shutting down the Yutong, ensuring that later on the Black Dragon will not soar and take over the game.
Or a signature pick, the Dragon, like you mentioned, Arashi. Meanwhile, you can already see some movements here from the mid lane. For the Ishrak to be popped in, they might actually be able to force that Retribution out. High now backing off. They've got what they needed, but what was that for? Why did they bait the Retribution? I guess it's just to buy a bit more time and to force some resources away because they're not really utilizing it to do anything on the map so far.
So far, you do see that Aurafire, they like being so aggressive, but they do get kind of stunted against EVOS Legends, who are playing it very, very safe. Even the risky maneuvers, like when Taz went to counter jungle, it's done in relative safety. And now we have a bit of a mismatch here. One member from each desk, voting for the other. So it's going to be in English against Indo in the prediction?
No, I voted Aura.
Yeah.
Right, except for you guys.
Are you Eterna? But yeah, game 1, it was Aurafire alone. Slowly but slowly it develops.
Is that how Eterna does it?
What?
Yaoi?
Yaoi. Interesting there. Well, for Aura, though, they have secured a 1k gold lead. So far, the winning lanes definitely have a bit of an impact. We did talk about how Aurafire used to have this identity, right? Winning in the side lanes and then ganking around. But Taz, right here, gets jumped on. It seems like they really want him, but he is so slippery on the lane with the Finch Poise as Psychots goes in.
Whoa!
The Black Dragon from his use as well.
The Bravest Fighter as well. That's the flicker out from Facehugger. He's zoned completely away, and that is Van securing the retry onto the turtle. Taz has used the Retribution, but Aurafire did not utilize that to push in and invade because EVOS Legends have rotated Brands all the way to the mid lane to get more farm.
Wow, what a crazy engage there by both teams, actually, right? Aurafire, though, with a healthy lead in the early game. As predicted, they might get early, but take a look at this. Claude and Carry. Who scales better here, Rashi?
I think in a pure basic attack situation, I do think the Kyrie has a lot more to offer, but honestly, against a team that's this squishy, maybe the passive of his kit, the percentage HP damage on the wheels might not be used to its full potential, but on top side, it's going to be Psychos jumped on.
That's a gank, but that's a stun as well. Psychot's going to be able to kind of enable Taz for a bit there. Fluffy going to be slain here with the RWM, dealing a lot of damage, and Taz, whoa, he just flew across the place there, all across the board.
Styling around, but the mid lane without Hijime there will be taken down actually very early on from Aura Fire. That means they have a lot more vision, a lot more control to play around with. And
you know what?
Hijime now has the Ice Queen's wand, so he can actually slow down any kind of aggression or even catch members of Aura Fire if they don't respect the potential crowd control, especially if Brance later on makes the corrosion side as well.
Item-wise here, take a look. Fury Hammer already secured for Yu Zhong. Wow, early Clock of Destiny here for Farsa as well. But take a look at Claude here, on his way very well to Golden Staff. So perhaps after DHS and Golden Staff brands will be activated, and perhaps we can see EVOS Legends be more proactive on the map.
For Hijime though, this is a common theme we see right here. Going for a bit of mana regeneration, but afterwards, without completing the Enchanted Talisman, going straight for the wands. It is pretty efficient, and considering that he has the Mystery Shop, he has to be a bit more careful with his mana expenditure. But if he does that well, he's going to have a lot more impact in the earlier team fights. But with Kabuki building and finishing the Golden Staff, that's a lot of damage. So has Brands though, so it's an even matchup in the gold lane.
Here's a fun fact here.
Okay, what's the fun fact?
Bot side, okay, Taz escapes. Yeah, fun fact. Game 1, I voted for EVOS Legends.
Okay.
Aura Fire won. Game 2, I voted for Aura Fire. EVOS Legends won.
Who did you vote for now?
Game 3, I voted for EVOS Legends. So,
all right, that's a wrap. No, I'm joking. Anyways, maybe, right? The caster
Let's
curse
see.
is strong with
Let's
this
see.
one right here.
With me.
ASG in the middle.
let's see.
But EVOS Legends are looking for that top lane. Fluffy will give it to them. Just conceding it because they have found a trade down below. There's no reason for him to force that fight.
Well, both teams are trading out. It seems like EVOS Legends would happily take that trade, but Aura Fire with a gold lead and with what we assume was going to be a roam lead, it seems like they're not actually putting their burst damage to good use.
Oh my god, high with the Flicker Divine Judgment, bringing Psychots back. That's just the frontliner though. Now, is the Bravest Spider used defensively. Kabuki going to be able to sidestep that for a bit. Dreams taken low. Getting run down by Fluffy. One more hit is all he needs, but he will not be able to find it. Meanwhile, in the back line, you see the Blazing New Weapon inside of Braz, zoning everyone away, isolating Fluffy, and taking 1-4-0. Kabuki waiting, forced to flicker out.
Excellent response from EVOS Legends, right? What it was initially EVOS Legends on the back foot with that Flicker Divine Judgment play, but EVOS Legends managed to scrap that one out and take down Fluffy.
They have to pay attention to the counter-engage potential. If they go for Dreams, but they don't secure him instantly, he has a chance to turn around with a Numenon Blast. If you take a look at the goal difference right here, Kabuki and Brands. Kabuki is definitely farming much better, but on the flip side, Taz is also farming up a Storm. I do think that if this goes on though, it's going to be a bit more on the favor of Aura Fire. But of course, with the Blazing Duet and all these big ultimates, the mid-game has a potential for EVOS Legends to try and go crazy before the full late game comes around.
Let's see again, right? Aura Fire though still in the lead here, 1,000 gold lead. EVOS Legends concealed play. Will they commit to this? Let's see.
Curry just got the Wit of Nature. Facehugger just completed the Lightning Truncheon. These are two pretty big items for this team fight up and coming. Van all alone, baiting out the Lord. Out. This is the first Lord, not enhanced just yet. Top side, you can already see the split push pressure being placed in. High, gonna be locked down right now. The Numenon Blast is gonna be able to connect. That's a stun down onto High. Van now looking for the re-engage as he is gonna be able to pin Dreams down. Psychots has fallen, and so has Dreams, but he has the Guardian's Bulwark to buy a little bit more time. That's a double kill for Kabuki as Brad jumps back in with a Blazing Duet. Van taken low, but that's gonna be the time of the Blaze. Taz jumping all across the place just to maneuver back. Doesn't want to commit to a losing fight.
Wow, again, Aura Fire there displayed a perfect execution. Your Dreams and Psychots taken down.
Having a tank jungler allows Aura Fire to be a lot more aggressive there, and Van took a lot of damage, but if it was an assassin in the hands of Van, it's gonna be a dead hero instead. So Aura Fire can be a bit more aggressive in the positioning, but now with Hijumi picking up the glowing one, that means that any kind of damage will be accompanied by a percentage HP burn. So now they have to be a bit more careful with where they tread and how much damage they take before a big team fight. You can see that Psychos also has a Bloodless Axe, so he can be a lot more sustainable. But before that even comes into play, Fluffy has already secured the Dominance Ice to ensure that the healing does get reduced. And now with all those items in the picture, it's going to be a Lord take with Aura Fire having a bit of a lead. They'd still have the Black Dragon form, which is just so impeccable, so important in these situations.
Do note that Flicker and Divine Judgment is in play here in Miracle, but Brands also has that Purify, so Wind of Nature also attack. Let's see.
Divine Judgment and the Flicker onto Dreams. That's Fluffy who picks up the kill. That's one roamer down. Psychos looking for an opening right now. The BMI gets placed. Brands jumping with the Blazing Duet with the help of his friends. He has the Wind of Nature. He's buying so much time, but it's going to be Kabuki who slays Psychos. Gets out as well. Van securing the Retribution on the Lord. But Taz picks him up, gets out, and that's a 2-for-1, making a 3-for-1 with the Lord.
My goodness, again, Aura Fire. This opening week 3 really changed, right? Van comes in, and it's just clearer. They have a task, they have a ambition in game with Van in the jungler position now. With this Lord, Aura Fire looks to expand on that gold lead.
Speaking of the gold lead, the player gold by UBS Gold, Kabuki is on top right there, and if you look at his items, he did something very, very interesting. He identified that there is a Claude and there is a Ling, and because of that, he just rushed for the Wind of Nature first, and then now, after that big fight, he has just only completed the Demon Hunter Sword. We have a bit of a pause right here, and it seems like there's something going on here.
It seems like so. It seems like so. Arashi, why don't you check that out, right? I mean, you're the analyst, so you need to know and keep us updated. But okay, Aura Fire, healthy lead. They got the Lord. They also low-key won that team fight. EVOS Legends, is this comebackable?
It is definitely still comebackable,
They have a quad.
for lack of a better term. But man, it's Brands is just very, Kabuki just very intelligently goes for the Wind of Nature that just allowed him to counter the bulk of the pickup attempt coming at him from that previous team fight. So now, with a bit more of a lead, at 11, it's 11 minutes already? It's been so intense, you don't really feel the time just trickle through, man. It's an equal
I thought it was
6 for
2
6.
minutes game time.
It's 2 minutes.
I thought we just started. I thought we were in the draft.
Oh, there you go. I
We're
can't
just
beat
jumping
that.
into the land of
I
God?
can't
What's
beat that.
going on
I thought
here?
we were still in game 1.
Okay, now that you're
Tripping.
come on, man.
Tripping, God.
Okay, but okay, game 3, right? I mean, composition. Oh, I like high on Akaja, right? Up to now.
Right now, he's doing pretty solid,
Pretty
right?
solid,
he is
right?
very, very good on the Kaja so far. Now, again, I think it just comes down to the drafts. They have the Kaja, but they also have the burst to utilize that Kaja with a single target lockdown. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in the game.
Well, as you mentioned, having the burst damage is definitely a big factor, but it also means that with more items,
Oh my god, Facehugger.
with more items, Dreams will be able to survive a bit longer. Facehugger almost gets taken out, but with that Lord, you're able to get a pretty good lead. But fortunately for Taz, his purple buff is still able to be secured for himself. We all know that a Ling without a purple buff, it's like a car without fuel.
It's like a car without fuel indeed. Also, credit to Brands. I think he got the inner turret bot side earlier. With the Lord push, Aura Fire did not manage the wave properly. And take a look at top side as well. Slowly pushing until play.
Hi. Doesn't have to flicker just yet. It's up in 2 seconds. So that conceal play was more just to bait out or to zone them away. But here it is, the conceal play coming in as well from the side of EVOS Legends. Taz getting the vision down onto the Aura Fire members, just looking at them on the wall.
It's a good back
menacingly.
and forth. But honestly, the longer they keep doing this, the more chance EVOS has to try and snag someone with a bit of a slow from the corrosion
Snag
side
someone.
and the Ice Queen's wand. So Aura Fire needs to be a bit more careful and have plan Bs, right? At this point in time, if they expect that EVOS Legends will allow them to just slip past them again and again, that's just wishful thinking.
Wow, take a look at Farsa here, right? On his way to what? Holy Crystal, there you go. In hand. That's a lot of magic power here from Facehugger.
Defense? What's defense? I don't understand. That's what Facehugger is thinking in his head right now,
I
right?
don't need it.
He doesn't need it. Despite having Psychots and Taz on the enemy team, doesn't matter. He goes for full damage.
We're talking about how Aura can use the Kaja pick very, very well. They have an Akai and a Yutong as well. So there's a lot of tools for crowd control that he can very easily follow up on. But it only works out well if he can guarantee they get taken out. So going for damage here makes sense. That also means that he cannot be as risky though. He has to stay all the way in the back and still be aware of the fact that Taz could be looking for a pick off there. But with Tai just zoning everyone, he goes for a flicker here.
Brands is able to pop the Wind of Nature in time, but he will be slain. Look at the fade away. That's the true damage from Kabuki's passive. Brands is down, and it is bad timing for EVOS. Great timing for Aura. 3 seconds for the Enhanced Lord.
Can Taz steal this one? It's a 5v4, Rashi. What do you think?
It's going to be very risky. It's possible, but looking at the level, there's no level difference right here. So it is definitely possible, but if Taz is going to make a play here, it's going to be solo. There's no way the rest of the team can follow up on this kind of fight, especially with the engage tools that Aura Fire has to punish them. So they seem to be trying to attempt to do so still. Maybe they can go for a reset here and buy enough time for Brent to come back in. He is just now respawning.
Aura Fire, they're looking to grab and gain more ground. Can EVOS Legends respond here? Brands already in the fray.
Let's see what they do right here, right now. Fluffy with Black Dragon form, zoning the members away, zoning Taz away, most importantly, but he is going to be able to find an opening with a pinch poise. Going to be knocked down to the ground, and that's a free Lord over to Aura Fire.
Solid execution here, zoning everyone away, and then just for good measure, denying everyone away with the Black Dragon form. They go straight for the jungle though, high, looking for a pickoff. He will not get it, unfortunately. The Magic Sentry will expose every one of them as Taz goes for the split push maneuver. At this point, Hijime also has the Enchanted Talisman, so a lot more spells are being thrown around, but being 3k behind, Aura Fire can very easily try and bully them into submission here.
Okay, Aura Fire with this Lord push. They're looking for the end, perhaps. EVOS Legends looking at their composition. They're having an okay draft to defend the high ground, but topside will fall.
That's the the airstrike popped in as well, just to zone EVOS Legends away from the Lord. Base turret number 1 taken down up top. Aura Fire utilizing it to go for the mid lane. High with a flicker and the Divine Judgment. Vine Tree Fan with a heavy spin. Cancels it out. Now Cyclops with the Bravest Fire, but Kabuki's gonna be able to flicker out to safety. 1 HP. That's the Immortality bought in. That's Taz! Absolutely styling in the back line, getting the shutdown. Now, it's Brands who picks up the kill on the Facehugger. It's a brawl, and EVOS Legends have won it.
Oh my goodness, EVOS Legends, not just only they managed to defend that one, but it's actually them securing the war. What happened there, Rashi?
Aura Fire overstayed, man, and they underestimate the potential for EVOS Legends to chase them. We talked about the slows, we talked about the mobility that Taz has on this Ling. Now, again, he is just so diligent in pressuring the side lanes. This is what you need to do when you have a hero as mobile as this Ling, and he is absolutely slippery, so Hai might want to transition and try to target him instead. But knowing the pick-up game plan coming from both these teams, just look at the amount of Immortals built up so early by Aura Fire.
Again, a very brilliant display by both teams. And take a look with that exchange, right? Aura Fire, their gold lead diminished. EVOS Legends, even though they lost the base turret top side. And yeah, it's just a reset again. Same story, similar story from game 1 and 2.
Later on in the late game, I do feel like with a Ling in the picture for EVOS Legends, they can be a bit more dynamic in how they want to approach the fights because there's the flexibility and mobility that Aura Fire do not have. Right here, they go for the jungle play high, already eyeing out a potential target, but the Feathered Airstrike will zone everyone away. Good use of spells coming in from Aura, but the counter coming in from EVOS in the mid side. Not enough to try and take Fluffy down.
Another, again, a reset here. Both teams just poking at each other here. Mirko, Arashi, looking for the proper opening, perhaps. Why are you laughing, Arashi?
I'm just laughing at such a good game
I know,
here.
me too. I know.
Buff being taken by Kabuki, though.
Already.
He donates it. He is the leading carry they're looking up to. It's 17 minutes already. There's so much action here. Not fights, technically, but a lot of actions being taken from both these teams to try and secure the slightest of leads in the neutral objective takes. Now with Van and his high neutral objective security and also an Akai, here is a big problem for EVOS, but Aura goes for the concealed play, will not succeed in finding anything. We'll have to see if Dreams try and engage or if he tries and be a counter deterrent for EVOS Legends.
Look at how far they've pulled the Lord. Aura Fire now with a massive advantage when it comes down to map pressure. We'll see if they go for this 50-50 fight once again, or will they stay disciplined this time, utilizing their lead in the mid lane, the bottom lane, slow pushing. They cannot go for overcommitment. This is a 50-50 play up against Taz, who's been popping off. Dreams goes in for the stun in the mid lane, onto Fluffy. Fluffy dealing damage back out to clear out the minion waves in the mid lane. Taz, with the Finch Poise, has gotten information that the Lord is just at half HP. Aura Fire taking it real slow. Oh, that's high! With a Divine Judgment Flicker combo onto Dreams. Right now, Taz jumping in the back line with the Temple of the Blaze. We'll find a Divine Blaze as well. Cyclops jumps in with Bravest Fighter, but Van is going to be able to disengage with Fluffy, losing his immortality in the midst of it all. Stunned up and taken down. The Evolved Lord finally spawning back in. Dreams with the Numenor Blast! But Kabuki would have win in nature. Facehugger in the back, still free hitting, but here comes Taz! Jumping in onto Van. Facehugger forced to run away, and that is EVOS Legends, who picked up a 2 for 0.
Wow! EVOS Legends again showing the right movements and execution there. They got the Lord and they won the team fight. Well deserved.
What a Numenor Blast, and what movement coming in from EVOS Legends there. Aura Fire were fighting in the jungle in a cramped space, and that allows Hijime to just slow everyone down, and they were not where they wanted to be. Unfortunately, it just didn't bode well for them. Taz now has so much of an advantage. The gold lead has flipped over. 3.5k for EVOS Legends, and the win probability is nice for EVOS Legends.
Taz got BOD. He built BOD. Man, he's going for that base damage. Holy moly.
He needs to ensure that the Squishy members, the Farsa, and Kabuki on the carry does not get to play the game, man. If you take a look at the damage dealt, this is why the Claude is such a menace here. Just several team fights will allow him to just catch up in the damage dealt right now. And Brands is definitely on the case as EVOS Legends, they are going for the turrets. They're managing the lanes properly, trying to make sure that they get the most out of it. And they need to keep in mind that last time, this is where the blunders start happening, when the base is exposed. So EVOS Legends have to take it quite slow as they're sitting on the highest gold lead they've managed to build up in this game so far.
They have Farsa, they have Yuzong, so their high ground isn't okay. Let's see though. The defense.
Evolved Lord now marching down. That's going to be the RWM locking him in place. And guess who's there? They're going to truncheon by Facehugger, but it's timed perfectly with the Temple of the Blaze. That's a killing spree from Hijime. Aura Fire desperately trying to slay the members as Fluffy is able to disengage. My goodness, how did Fluffy survive that? 1 for 1. Only one base turret taken down.
Festival of Blood and Yuzong's passive Arashi. What happened there?
It was a great dive coming in from EVOS Legends, but Aura Fire, they kept their composure to start backing away. And despite losing Facehugger, they allowed Kabuki enough time to just output that damage and zone away, push back the threats from EVOS Legends. Fortunately for EVOS though, they have Dreams with that Bulwark, which negated so much damage coming in from Kabuki. If they want to find success right here, they have to try and find a way to try and deny the same result coming in from this Lolita, because it is a definite counter to the carry, and in the late game, Brands has a lot more damage to speak of, especially because there's nothing blocking the projectiles. And the Lord advantage just shows that they get 4,000 gold earned right here, and 22,000 turret damage. So for EVOS Legends, not bad at all.
Not bad at all. And take a look at the lead, right? EVOS Legends, they just know this is where experience comes into play. They know when they're in the lead, they do not have to go for the gamble plays. They're just, yeah, sit back, wait for the Lord, wait for the neutral next objective. And it just shows Aura Fire now, even though they have the better setup. But with the gold here, damage output-wise, EVOS Legends will be greater. So Aura Fire, they need to be careful.
Clearing the waves as best as possible as well, but Hai is in a weird spot right here, trying to just scout for information, I believe. But Taz is stuck on the other side of the map, so Aura Fire has a bit of a chance here. If they want to try and shred it, they have percentage HP damage, but Dreams will spot that out. Brands is part of the fight already, and Fluffy takes a lot of pressure, and slowly but surely, EVOS Legends is wrestling away the control of the Lord Pit away from Aura Fire.
Slowly but surely. Again, resetting the Lord for EVOS Legends. Meanwhile, you can see Aura Fire already finding more ground in that bottom lane. They are looking for a pick on Taz. That would be the optimal route, as the Lord contest has never been fully for Aura Fire. Despite them having the heavy spin, Taz has always been able to just find an opening, man.
Did Taz just finish a second BOD? I might have missaw
No
that,
way.
but if it is, that's a lot of
That's
burst
crazy.
that Orfire needs to be prepared for, lest they forget and activate their Wind of Nature. It's a bit too late. Kabuki understands the threat that EVOS Legends pose towards him,
Psychots.
so goes for the Immortal, but Psychots gets jumped on.
For the airstrike as well, that's the immortality gone, and that's gonna be the cancel as well to the Dominant Blast. Real World Ablation popped in onto Kabuki.
Brands.
Taz jumping into the backline, but Wind of Nature is ready for Kabuki as he flickers out to safety. Brands popping back into the BMI. Fluffy rotating back in with a Petrify and the Furious Dive on the two members. Facehugger not able to follow it up, but look at the mid lane. It's wide open for the taking. EVOS Legends, this is poetic. That's what Aura did to them last season. Dreams are gonna fall, but in the mid lane, it's gonna be Brands and Taz jumping in. Brands still able to defend as Aura Fire defend the split push threat. My goodness.
What is going on? MPL ID Season 11, ladies and gentlemen, and EVOS Legends. They almost got the split push, but basically it's another reset, right? No team attained the Lord, so it's another reset still with EVOS Legends taking the gold lead.
But that's a base turret taken by EVOS Legends though. So they traded a roamer for roamer, and yet they were able to secure a base turret. So the macro gameplay from EVOS Legends is definitely a lot better from Aura Fire, better than Aura Fire. And looking at the items here, it's only one BOD, so I did see
Corrosion side.
see you wrong, but with the Corrosion side, that means that he can chase down Kabuki that much more efficiently. And Hijumi has a Brute Force Breastplate for more kiting, more defense. So even if Kabuki is able to get his hands on him, or if Fluffy goes on him, he has a more realistic chance of escaping with his life. So far, it seems like EVOS Legends have everything in Tao, but the late game is here, man. At 25 minutes, everyone has almost full item slots. It's all down to the execution, and you can't help but feel that EVOS Legends are the ones that have been getting the better ones.
Will we see another 30-minute game plus? Let's see, right? I mean, it's...
So far, it's setting up to be a
It is.
30-minute game.
It is. EVOS Legends, though, turret-wise, they are leading with two last base turrets here. Or Fluffy, moving in, not committing, though. Or Fire, will they commit on towards this Lord? 25,000 HP on this Lord.
I think Taz was about to back away
Hijumi just
and
recalled.
clear the lane, but Hijumi, as you mentioned, has just recalled. So EVOS Legends, they have a chance here,
this
but
is it.
Aura Fire spots that opportunity to go for it.
The Petrify, everything used onto Dreams right now as he pops into Godin's Bulwark. Everything. 3 ultimate popped in for Dreams. This might be it for EVOS Legends. They're going to go for a 50-50 play, I believe. Psychos jumps in with the Bravest Spider, trying to zone the other members away right now as he's going to be bolted down. That's the Blazing Duet in the back line. Taking Fluffy's immortality, and Psychos finds a stun onto 3, but Kabuki's right there, melting him down. He's 1 HP. Fan has the heavy spin. The Lord's out on his immortality. Here it is, 50-50 on the Lord for the airstrike as well. Van, will he do it? The heavy spin, zoning the other members away, but it's Taz who takes it away for EVOS Legends.
The White Tigers again winning that crucial retribution. Aura Fire back, retreating on full defense. Item check here, Rashi. Any changes?
We're at that point where there's always gonna be changes, man. Everyone is adjusting their item builds. Even Psychos was able to survive for so long with the Queen's Wings. We're not even certain if he had it during that fight or after, but now, with the Lord pushing in, with EVOS making the final move, they have the Immortals, they have everything ready, they're gonna go for the victory.
Fluffy and High still down. Van is going to be out. Kabuki loses his immortality. And EVOS Legends have just reverse swept the Indonesian Dragons.
Aura Fire suffering yet another defeat. 0-6 to their record. But my goodness, Van, his impact in the field has shown is evident. 2-1. What a dramatic finish. Once again, the White Tigers too strong for Aura Fire.
It's crazy how this game just evolved to so many different things. Like we said, team fights, pickoffs, split pushes, and even here, kite backs, and just all-in gambles and baits. In the final fight, EVOS were going in, they baited the Black Dragon form, and instead of going in like how we usually expect, they just sat around. They just waited for the for the resources to finish from our fire, and they're able to get a very solid lore take and win off the back of it. That was a slower paced game compared to the first two, but